This is the exact strategy I use to find good builders or technicians for my email and SMS marketing agency. My name's Gavin, I run an email and SMS marketing agency, and I make these videos really just to document my own journey. Now, in this video, you're gonna see me mention some resources. If you want access to those resources, I have made this exclusively available to those who are in my school community. And I'm sorry, if you want them, you have to join the school community. There is a link in the description of this video. I teach people how to do email and SMS marketing, and I also include some videos on how to run and build an agency. Now, this has been recorded as part of that school community as well, and so you're gonna see me mention that a little bit, like how to find good designers. I'll reference that module, just ignore that, but if you do wanna get access to all those resources and really want to learn how to do proper email and SMS marketing and also how to grow an efficient agency, you have to join the school community. Anyway, let's jump into the video, and now I will show you how I find good builders. Okay, so I'm actually gonna skip this, or rather start the video at the first stage, which is when I'm trying to get people to apply for my job. Now I'm gonna go through every single step to show you how I run tests for our builders. But the first thing that we're gonna do, and if you're watching this in school and you've seen the how we hire designers module, it's the exact same process. We post on LinkedIn and Twitter, because I have a following there, and we just say, hey, we're hiring a new, in this case, this is a post from my designer role. I just post and say, hey, we're hiring a new builder for our email marketing agency. Interested? Apply by filling out the form in the comments section. And then I add any requirements that we may have in this in the post as well. The reason I make a post here and then I put the link to apply in the comments is because platforms like LinkedIn, Twitter, all these platforms want to keep you on their website. They do not want you going off of their website. And so when you put a link that takes people off of the website, they're going to restrict or artificially constrict how many people are actually going to see the post. And so you want to put it as a comment, because that says to these platforms that, hey, they're not actually putting anybody off of the platform in the post. We're keeping them on the website. And so you say, hey, go ahead and apply for the job. Comments, the link to the form is in the comment section. I do the same thing on Twitter and LinkedIn. And then I send people who want to apply an application form. And that application form is this. Now, if you're watching this in school, you have access to this form, okay? I've literally put it in the link to the description of this video in school. You just need to take it, copy it, and you can use this exact form. Now, I ask a series of questions, and I literally just added this one now. But I say this, I say, what's your email address? Because we want to be able to keep their email address for tracking to see how we want to email people after they fill in this form. These successful applicants, we want to give them a test. But here's the form, and I just use Google Forms. I say, builder application, what's your email address? What is your hourly rate? Okay. And then I say, how long does it take for you to build one email template? These are essentially qualifying questions that we're trying to figure out to make sure that we find the right person. I then say, do you build emails entirely as images? Okay. And if they say yes, for me, that's an automatic disqualifier. I do not want to hire people who build emails entirely as images. We want a mixture of HTML, just from a deliverability perspective, and then also with the new AI updates that are coming in with Gmail, you need to have text in your emails. And so if they say yes, that's a disqualifier. We remove them from the building process or the application process. And then I say, can you please send Gavin@inbox.co.nz a preview of one of the emails that you've built. I'm going to delete this. We don't need this anymore. What is your availability in CST? So we need them to work in our time zone. And then I also say to them, what time zone are you in? Okay. And so we're actually going to ask one other question here too. And we're going to add another question. Are you available to work full-time? You can remove this question if you don't need somebody who's full-time, but I do. So I'm going to add this. We're going to say yes, and we're going to say no. Okay. What is your availability in CST? What time zone are you in? Are you available to work full-time? So we ask that question there. Okay. You have access to this, and then I literally, anybody who fills this in, we will go ahead and look at their answers. So they'll go ahead and get this. Once again, if you're watching this in school, you can copy and paste this application form, okay? So once we have that response, we can actually click, once we have sent this application out to people, and you can put this form out anywhere. You can give it to people on Upwork, you can give it to people on LinkedIn, Twitter. Personally, I like to get people off of LinkedIn and Twitter because I know they've been following my strategies. If they're following me and then seeing the post, it means I can cut that learning curve a little bit. So they filled out the email, the application form, and then we click the responses. Now, we have all their responses here, and it's just like this. It shows us like this. We don't really want to look at it this way, okay? We want to look at it in sheets, okay? So we click View in Sheets, and then we can see all of the people's responses here. And now really quickly, we can see their timestamps, their hourly rates, how long does it take for you to build an email template, and these are just qualifying questions. And what we can do in this sheet is we can see exactly who we want to test. So we can filter people here, for example. Do you build emails entirely as messages? We already, as images, sorry. If they said yes, we can filter them out. So we go filter column, and we only want to see the people who say no. So we click yes, and that unticks it. And this is our more qualified list, okay? This is our more qualified list of answers, all right? And then obviously the other questions that I just added, those will populate in here as well. And you can say, hey, are you available full time? If they say no, you can do a further filter there. And so what we're doing now is we're looking for people who we want to give a test to. So if we've gotten their test, if we've like qualified people here, we can see, yep, I like this person, their hourly rate's great, their hourly rate's great, this is too much. So we can filter by hourly as well. So we can untick pretty much all of these these messages here that were like, you know what, that's too expensive. 110, we can keep that one. Get rid of these 30, 25, 20, you know, that's not within our budget. And now we've got an even tighter list of people that we can, go ahead and hire. Really quickly, sorry to interrupt the video. I just want to tell you something really cool that we've started doing with Inbox. I've actually created a school community where I teach you anything and everything I know about email and SMS marketing, from really advanced campaign strategies to how to simply set up your Klaviyo account, all the way to building really, really cool automations for the back end of your e-commerce store. Whether you're a business owner trying to learn how to do email marketing or an email marketer trying to learn how to become a better email marketer, there is a link in the description to this school community where I teach you everything I know. Check it out, it's worthwhile. Book a call to have a chat with me to see if you're a right fit for the community, and if you are, I'd love to get you in there. Anyway, sorry for interrupting your video, let's get back to it. Cool, so now I've hidden the email column, but your email column should have that, should pop up. You can find those builders and email them. And this is what I do. Now, I'm gonna go into Asana and show you my testing process. Let's just go test. I have all of my testing processes set up. I got my builder test, my copywriter test here. But what I go ahead and I do is I do the following. This is the email I send them. Now this is a modified version of the email designer email I send, but it literally just says this. I say, hi there, I just want to thank you for your recent application for the role of email builder. We are keen to go ahead with a quick test if you're interested. This is a paid test. I like to pay people for the test that they do for me. So I say, please track your hours. However, I do not expect it to take more than 30 minutes, okay? And I'm just going to ask them, and I'll show you the test that we do in a second, but I'm going to ask them to build an email, build a sign up form, and build a flow. Now the email itself, 30 minutes for phase one. Should only take them 30 minutes. The sign-up forms might take them an hour. The flow build should take them 30 minutes as well, but you can advise that as they go through the test things. I also say just some notes about the role as well. And by the way, I've copied and pasted this message in the school community description. So take this, copy and paste it, and send it to your successful applicants. I say, we'd be starting you at part-time at XX per hour. Put your hourly rate in. Following a trial period at part-time, we can then move you to full-time, and then we say what the monthly salary will be. I also add some requirements. You must be able to work in a US time zone. You can change this, like these requirements can all be changed. And I also say you must be able to speak in conversational English. If that works for you, let me know and I will assign you the task in Asana. I literally copy and paste this message, and I just go ahead and email everybody who I want to test. And I just copy and paste their emails from here, and I send it out to them. Now, if you're gonna send it out to everybody at once, do a BCC. So like copy and paste all of the responses and BCC everybody. If not though, personally, I like to send them as individual emails, because sometimes when you're sending out a mass BCC email, it can land in people's spam, which is not good. So instead, send them all individual emails. Copy and paste this, send it out to them. When they reply with yes, I'm ready to do this test, I literally send them this test. I have a test template here. Now I use Asana. I'm gonna copy and paste this into the school description as well. But I divide my building test into stages, okay? So if they're like, yes, Gavin, I wanna do the test, I duplicate this task, okay? I duplicate it, I rename it, whatever. I just go, test template, whatever. We'll just say this. I duplicate the task, go backspace, and then I assign them the task. I put their email in here and I give them a deadline. I design or divide my tests into templates, or rather phases. So in the description I say, hi there, here's a description of the test I would like you to complete. Please note, do not progress to the next step in the phases until the previous step has been completed and approved by me. I also ask them to please track your hours spent during this work. I do that for two reasons. I want them to be paid for the test, but I also want to see how long it takes them. I have a pretty good idea that phase 1 should take 30 minutes, phase 2 should take an hour, phase 3 should take 30 minutes. And I know that. And so if somebody tells me it takes them an hour to build or 2 hours to build a template, they're probably not a good fit, or they're lying about how long it takes them to build that task, which is a red flag. So I go ahead and I send them phase 1. I give them access to a dummy Klaviyo account. I do not give them access to a client's account. I have a dummy Klaviyo account set up for my agency where people can do these tests and build these templates. So I give them access to the Klaviyo account, that's a dummy account, and I ask them to do the following. I say, I have provided you access with my inbox Klaviyo account, and I've sent them an invite. What I want you to do, is build the following email into the provided account as an email template. Please ensure you check all links and that when building the email, you are building an appropriate balance between text and images. This email cannot be an entire image. This is very important to keep in mind. And then I give them this template. This is a template. You can use any one of your clients' templates. It doesn't really matter, but I literally just give them this individual template. This is a template we designed, and I know exactly what we need to look for. So if, for example, we have this email here, they're going to miss the subject line and preview text because it's being built as a template, but you can see here, upgrade your paddle. So for this business, I know that this product block should link to paddles, okay? And we have the text, this should be a text block. We know that this is going to have to be an image. This is going to have to be an image. Upgrade your paddle, same again here. And we have all the social icons to make sure they properly put social icons, or rather link to the social business, the social channels for that business. And we assign them that task. And I say, here's your thing. And I'm looking for making sure, first of all, the email looks good, making sure it's not an entire image, and making sure they create a mobile and a desktop version. Because notice how these are different in desktop and mobile. Very important. I'm not making it super clear for them. I want the builder to demonstrate a level of competence to see that they can build this properly. And if they do that, they can then progress to the next step. So they build this phase 1. Fantastic, that's done. Then I have them do a second step, which is building sign-up forms, okay? And I'm going to link the sign-up form strategy here. But basically, this is following our sign-up form strategy that we follow in school, okay? I highly recommend you watch that school module on the sign-up forms. I'll show you it right now. This is following our strategy. And this is a little more complex. So if I go classroom, they are following our advanced sign-up form strategy. And this is the exact process on how to build it. This is the instructions that they have. I say, I want you to please build the following sign-up forms with the following rules. I'm going to go ahead and include a link to our sign-up forms, and they have to build these out. When I copy and paste this into the description, I'm actually going to show you right now. Give me a second. So I give them this link. This is the sign-up form link, and I'm going to give it to you as well, okay? So you have access to this in the school description. I'm going to put it right here, and I literally give them this form, this document here, and I ask them to just go ahead and build that form following that strategy. All the instructions are super clear here, but I'm looking to make sure they build like a desktop and a mobile only version, so on and so forth, right? Sign up form 2, and then if they complete that task successfully, I then ask them to build an abandoned cart flow following this Miro board right here. And this is the strategy. So once they build the sign up forms, they go into phase 3, and then we see if they can successfully build the abandoned cart within that dummy account that I have. That's the testing process. It's not actually super straightforward, but it makes sure you get really, really good people, and you'll find most people will fail at the first step. Listen, if they fail at step 2, you can provide a bit of training because that is a little bit more complex. And if they fail at step 1, you kind of got to get rid of them. But yeah, that's kind of my process. So that's how I test my builders. I think it works really, really well. Once again, you have access to all these resources within the Skool community. So check all that out in the description of the video. Thanks for watching. Any questions?